Hey, good morning. Hey, exciting times, everybody. But that's not what I'm here about. I'm here to tell you a thought I just had about communication. I was like, man, we have communication breakdowns constantly. When you're expressing a complex concept, you're almost always hit immediately with resistance. And, for a long time I thought that's because people were assholes. But now I realize that it's because we are conditioned, not deliberately, but the system itself has that as an emergent property, that we end up inadvertently conditioned to basically behave out of like a state of fear. And so what that means is that we're constantly in threat mode, and we're so used to it that we don't even think of it. And so when someone communicates with us, we immediately hone in on what our subconscious perceives as the threatening thing to be watching out for, and then that's what we engage with. So we can't even hear the totality of what the person is saying. We lack the context. We're not able to understand the context in which that's not something to be afraid of, or where that fear can be allayed. And then we don't, we're also conditioned to have our egos and our defensiveness and all this other stuff. And it's not that this is deliberate, that there's a cabal or a conspiracy. It's just kind of like a side effect of the system itself, the way it's set up, because it's based on extraction, not on novel, stuff. Well, anyways, I just lost steam there. But because it's based on extraction, we're always concerned we're going to be extracted from. And so none of this is like conscious thoughts in words. These are underlying like resonant patterns in what we truly are, which is our subconscious mind, our higher self. It's a fractal pattern matching logic reasoning machine. And with that in mind, basically they're not words, and that's why it translates through other things like emotions, like fear. And then those responses, they're not people being assholes. They're people being threatened and defending themselves from the threat. Themselves being the thoughts they identify with, which is what we're conditioned to believe that we are. So it really just makes a lot of sense. But I just wanted to untangle that knot real quick, because I love untangling knots. I love logical coherence cascades. I exist in a world where that's just what my mind does constantly now, because of the fractal framework concept being so deeply ingrained in my own thought patterns, that I just have these like cascades. It starts with something that's I notice. I'm like, well, that's definitely true. And then coo, 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 like dominoes. I don't even have to try to think. It just does it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I understand something. I've got to tell everybody. And so I wanted to tell you guys that, because I don't know, it seemed really cool. I was like, man, if we could all communicate better and be able to listen to the context of each other and really actively listen, not just scanning for threats and then responding immediately to them, because that triggers the threat response of the person that's trying to talk too. So, I mean, if we can fix those kinds of things in our own minds individually, then that will assist in, the spreading of communication pathways. It will wire us collectively to have more neural synapses as a collective. I'm not saying that, okay, collective consciousness is like it's a thing like human consciousness is that can be possessed, definitely. Also, we gotta fix the words, man. We're fucked up on words. That's another thing. Anyways, that's it. I gotta hit the road. I got big stuff coming. I can't wait to tell you guys what's going on. And I can't wait to include all of you in it if you want to. That's an open invitation. And this is about, every time I think that, I'm like, well, there's not one thing this is about. Because if I listed one thing it was about, I'd put it in a box. I like states of superposition because it means that it can mean anything depending on the context, which is also something we should work on too. All paradigms are valuable. Love you guys. Take care. Peace. 011, wait. 0110110 0110110 0110110. Also, you guys are all in group 7 now. Welcome to the Nexus.